Can I eat Chex Mix for breakfast? That was a question a client asked me not too long ago while she was running out the door after a morning session. And my response was, of course you can. You can eat whatever you want. And that type of response usually takes people aback because they feel like a trainer's role is to tell people what they can and cannot do outside the gym. And the reason why I don't believe that is because the more rules you give a person as to what they should and shouldn't do, the more they're going to fight it, and the more it's going to take away from their innate sense of freedom, what they want. Because see, people want to do what they want. They want to have a freedom of choice. And that's exactly what happens with most of these meal plan approaches and diet approaches, that they're so built off of rules. That person feels so confined that they can't express themselves in the way that they want. And so that when people start making these decisions that they feel that they shouldn't make, it creates a lot of guilt and shame and disappointment about themselves because they feel they can't stick to this predetermined path. And that's why you see so much yo-yo dieting, lots of revolving when it comes to seeing success. It's great for a short period of time. Once those these walls of rules start crumbling down, then people kind of start going back to old habits. And so that's why I created this 360 transformation project. Is I saw so many people constantly do the same things over and over again. And it's like we need a better solution to actually address the cause of what this is. And so for most people, a lot of it is dealing with their environments, which influence the foods that they eat. So you have the internal environment, which is the biggest one in terms of the beliefs and your thoughts that are running through your head. And if you don't really address that, and you just simply say, this is what you should eat and this is what I shouldn't eat, of course it's not going to work. It's insane. You can't possibly believe that people are always going to act on that unless they change the mindset behind the decisions that they make in the first place. So that's another thing we deal with, and we're dealing with stress because that's going to influence your food decision, right? If you're tired, the last thing you want to do is actually eat the food you probably made the night before. Eat the food that you made the night before. What's going to happen is that you're going to want something sweet and sugary and fatty, like chips or something like that, to make you feel less stressed, to make you feel better. So instead of just saying, don't eat the chips, why don't you just manage the stress? If you manage the stress, you're not going to want the chips in the first place. And that's the easiest thing, right? Let's take another client who craves cake a lot, right? So what if you actually take the craving away from cake? Instead of just saying, stop eating cake, which won't work, obviously, what if the desire to eat the cake all the time wasn't there? How much easier would it be to eat healthy, and how much easier would it be to lose weight? And that's the real thing we deal with this coaching program, is it actually addressing the mindset and the cause for a lot of these things. Because that's not what really isn't talked about in most dietary approaches and most fitness plans. They simply say, do this, do this, do this, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, and then people wonder why they can't succeed. It's insane. So if you're looking for a different approach, if you're actually trying to make things easier on yourself instead of harder, bring some more simplicity instead of complexity in your life, if you actually want to create a life for you that's determined by you instead of somebody else, I encourage you to sign up for this program, and we'll see if you're a good fit. If you're a good fit, we'll take it from there, and you're on your next step to actually having a long-term transformation instead of a temporary change. All right, guys, just a quick little nugget of information for you, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.